Altenberg in Germany, the venue for the BMW IBSF Bobsleigh and Skeleton World Championships. The opening race weekend, women and two-man action. As we get ready for the start of Saturday's action, we are ready for the two-man race. Martin Haven alongside me, John Morgan trackside here in Altenberg, with the first of 4 heats, 2 today, 2 on Sunday, to perhaps rewrite history, John Morgan. And this is the perfect track for Francesco Friedrich. It's his home track, and it's as tough as they come.
The track that us NASCAR people talk about it, like in Darlington, it's a track too tough to tame, built by the former DDR as an Eastern training center way back in the early 80s. Justin Cripps got the start record, long, flat start. You can run a long ways. The Bennish Curve. Why do they name it the Bennish Curve? He crashed there. Former track manager and World Cup driver for Germany. Now into this 2, a lot of skids in 2 to 3. You got to set yourself up here and curve this Omega curve. Exit, you can't hit the wall on the left. We're going to watch that. Now into the Labyrinth 3/4 combination. You're still accelerating speed, and now you have to hit one of the first pivotal parts of the track. Curve 9, the Shodai curve. Harold Shodai, the 1994 Olympic champion. Kreisel, whoa, we've had some action here in Kreisel. As you exit, look at the flag right there. That's when you want to get out of that curve. The Snake, 11-12 combination. Don't relax, 13. You can't hit the wall here on the left either. 14, exit uphill. Lots of skids there. 15, now you're up near 80 miles an hour. Friedrich, the track record, we expect that. Into the finish, through and down on one of the toughest, most challenging tracks on the planet. We'll see huge crowds here today. We could see some history by the time the weekend's over.
We really could, yes. Francesco Friedrich has 5 straight two-man world championships, but he faces stiff opposition here. Justin Cripps was winning here 2 seasons ago. He's in the field. Johannes Lautner of Germany and the other man from Altenberg, Nico Volta, could all fare well here. We've got the junior world champion Richard Olson, as well as most of our regular world championship and World Cup racers. But there is Francesco Friedrich. He is definitely seen as the moving target that everybody is trying to beat. Justin Cripps coming off a great weekend last time out in Sigulda last week, full of attacking form. And there's Johannes Lautner, 3 World Cup races this year in two-man. He won 2, took silver in the other, but he is a long way deep in the field, as is Nico Volta, because of the way the draw is staged. So the ice may not be as quick for them as it will be for Friedrich, for man like Oscar's Kubermanis there at the beginning of the heat. We've got 27 sleds in the field. They will all go through today at the end of Heat 3. Tomorrow we'll cut to the fastest 20. So we got 27 sleds from 17 different nations, including a whole host of very experienced and some new names to conjure with as well. Some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 World Championship debutantes. So there's going to be all sorts of entertainment and action for the big crowd here. First of 4 heats of the two-man Bobsleigh World Championships in Altenberg in Germany. Martin Haven and John Morgan in the booth. Ryo Shinohara and his brakeman Yoshiko Kaneko on the line. And Shinohara, his 2nd full season of driving, comes to an end with his World Championship debut.
Yeah, he's from Tokyo, his brakeman's from Sanyo, and I've been impressed. They've been getting some decent starts. The driver, he's a 10.66 sprinter. Look at him, he's not very big, but very athletic. You can see that, the way he jumps in the sled. And start time 5:35. Well, we're far from the start record there.
It's pretty mild today. The track is looking absolutely perfect, like glass. So Shinohara has absolutely the best ice to work with. But as the women found out yesterday, race day ice can be a lot less forgiving than it was in training.
Yeah, the women were going a second plus faster than they were in training, and it showed out. There was a few crashes yesterday that are, but we'll see what Shinohara does with this new ice. He hasn't been down this fast. There's the 3rd wave. Now the exit into the Snake. No problem. Now you got a 13, 14. You can't hit the wall on the right. He negotiates that perfectly. Runner tips. Nice. Very, very controlled trip. But Martin, control sometimes isn't what you want. You got to let the sled go.
Yeah, but if you don't finish, you can't finish first. So Peter Hinks, the coach, may well have sent Ryo Shinohara down on
skinny runners,
very narrow runners today for control. Yeah, you know, it's that old racing idiom, to finish first you got to finish, and today is all about being in the mix.
Hey, his goal was to finish 4 heats at his first ever World Championships.
Yeah.
It's Altenberg, baby. That's what you hear a lot of the athletes say when they get out of the sled.
Yeah.
Look at how high he gets there. This guy's a good athlete. I mean, he's one of the better pushing Japanese drivers I've seen. The tap here on the right, he hits it too early on the take-on. That's going to cost him. Look at the back end of the sled. That's the mistake he made previous. Our TV crew doesn't miss anything. They got the track wide.
And you'll see a lot of that today as well.
Yeah.
You know, by the time you're 2 or 3 turns in, it's tough to negotiate. Third World Championships for Mihai Tentea, the 21-year-old Europa Cup champion for Romania. He won the European Race Series at the junior level.
35, same start as the Japanese. This young Romanian athlete has been impressive. We saw him 4 years ago for the first time. He was like an 18-year-old.
Yep.
Now he's got a lot of experience, and he surprises people with his driving.
He's done maybe half a dozen World Cup races at the senior level, but he's done the Youth Olympic Games in 2016, the Olympic Winter Games in 2018, and this is his 3rd World Championship. Great exit off corner 9, nicely down the straight.
Look at the speed, too, 117.6. Keep your eyes on that speed. There's the 3rd hit. Look at the exit. Perfect. Boy, he's flying. This young Romanian.
Fantastic speed, 119.1. Watch the way the speed climbs.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. This is near record. He's only going to be 20 hundredths off the record. 54 60s, 12 hundredths from the track record.
All right, track record is going down. Mihai Tentea, I tell you what, we don't see enough of him in World Cup racing. He goes off and races Junior Worlds and all sorts of European Cup races and stuff, but he's got plenty of time on this track this season. That was a stunning drive.
Hey, shout out to his teammate Andrea Greco. Had a crash yesterday, Andrea. Hope you and your brakeman are fine. Boy, your teammate right here just put one down. I think everybody up top now knows the track record's going to be going down, but Martin, he's right down the middle of the track.
Yeah. Steering hard off the Kreisel there, but as you could see, that Romania's skeleton athlete was down there helping. His dad is the coach. Dalmas Treskins in the background with Ralf Berchins of Latvia. Ralf's making his 2nd World Championship start. Davis Springus is his veteran brakeman.
Ralph's, like many people in the field, comes from luge. I think he got too tall to be in a luge sled. He's the tallest athlete driver in the field.
Great getaway, 5.20, 900ths off the start record. That's going down today as well.
He had a 6th place on his home track in Latvia. Ooh, watch out there.
A little hit. We're going to see so many of those, 3 to 4. 1300ths up on Mihai Tentea of Romania.
That had to do with the start. It was 1500s better at the start. Now it's down to 100. He's a kilometer down. There's the 3rd high, and now the shot into the snake.
Trying to keep the speed up.
1400s back. He's got a chance if he has clean rudder tips here. Yeah, pretty good. Speed, he's a kilometer plus down to that Romanian sled.
He's going to be in 2nd place at the line, but how far back will he be? 3700ths. Top speed at the bottom, 129.7. Tentea was 130.7.
I'm impressed with that Romanian.
Outstarted Tentea by 1500ths, came down 3700ths back. That's 5200ths he lost to Tentea in the run.
Yeah, Tentea got 10th and 11th last weekend in Sigulda, which is a driver's track.
Yep.
His best finish, he only had 3 World Cups. He was 9th in Königssee. Look at that airborne. That's that exit of 3 to 4. Look at Sandis Prusis. Sandis. Yeah. He's first year out on tour, so he's learning. First World Championships. Oh.
Okay, here are the blue suede shoes of Francesco Frugic, a brand new, tailor-made, one-of-a-kind starting spike for our 5-time world champion and the man from Pirna, the most local of all the local drivers with Torsten Margis. This combination won the last 4 straight world championships in 2-man.
Watch out, 5:14.
300ths off the
track record. He said he wanted cold temperatures. He wants colder for his runners. Well, he doesn't have the cold temperatures.
No, but he's got brilliant eyes to work with.
Oh, look at that. Look at that line.
Great advantage in his first heat. He's going to be really hard to catch.
700s. He might get this if he keeps pulling the time out here. 37 there, 47 now. He might break 54 seconds.
Top speed, he's on track record pace. Good exit, little skid down into 11 and 12.
50, he could get near 54 flat.
Kilometers an hour. Friedrich is going to crush the track record that he set in January 2017.
Low 54.
It's 3 years old and it's dead.
Flat.
Wow.
How can they continue? He just took a half second off a track record that was set a year ago. Can the sleds be that much faster in 1 year?
He can.
Wow.
He can. Well, it's World Championship ice. The ice here is always like glass. This year, even more so. But Francesco Friedrich is leaving nothing to chance.
Another day at the record office for this legendary pilot, and the legend is continuing to grow. The lines weren't perfect, but he's been down the track a half second faster than anybody else ever in the history of it. Yeah. Wow. And when you're at record speed, Martin, the door is open for mistakes.
And the thing is, it's his ability to react that keeps him on two runners.
I think it was the shoes.
Yeah. All right, Oskars Kiebermanis. Now the start record might be in even more danger. Kiebermanis and Martis Miknis. Kiebermanis, for the first time in his career, won in two-man last weekend. Won both races in Sigulda.
And he knows. I don't know if he looked at the time, but I'm sure he heard the roar.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the way they picked the sled up there. That was a mistake. Just too much energy coming off the blocks.
That's Miknis. He wants the record. 5:12, hundredth away
from the record.
Wow.
Speed, better speed. He should get it out to 300 or 400s.
This is...
Oh, a tap there, though.
As you keep saying, this is a big boys track, and this is big boys racing.
400s. He's already lost that time back. That little tap up between 2 and 3. Minute tap cost him 500s.
Let's see what he can find in terms of pace. Nice exit off
2:10's already back. He doesn't even have the same speed
as Tenteo, the
Romanian.
Wow.
3,300s back.
The speed is not there. The lines are good. The speed's not there. They have made a pretty poor choice of runner for today.
Wow.
Whatever they've done, it's not working. He is not going to be...
He's going to be second, though.
Not far ahead of Tenteo. Half a second back.
1,100s better.
Well, hang on. 54
than the Romanian. And the Romanian got outstarted by 3,300s.
They were 100th off the start record. He's 100th off what was the track record 2 minutes ago. 54.49.
Boy, they just can't allow Friedrich to get that far away from them.
Friedrich hasn't got one step on them, he's got two.
Half-second lead. Look at this. This wasn't, look, he picked that up and ran with it for 2 steps. It's a sport where you want to go out, not up. He puts all the pressure on the nose of the sled. That wasn't very good transition there. Too much steering. Boy, he lost a lot of time quickly, Martin.
Wow. Okay, right. Here is another one of our jokers in the pack. Francesco Friedrich leads by a half second as we have 5 sleds down. Next up in the two-man bobsleigh World Championships, Canada's Justin Cripps and Cam Stones. 3rd in the overall World Cup standings with 3 wins this season in two-man.
5'10", give him a chance. 25.
Wow.
Wow. Cam, the rugby player.
Cripps
wow, that's going to be difficult to overcome that. I mean, he's fast.
He's the only man to beat Francesco Friedrich here since 2014. He won on this track 2 years ago.
And he was second last year, but stopped the bleeding, 25 to 26. He stopped the bleeding. He gets up there at 117 kilometer speed here in the Kreisel. He'll have a chance, and he's got that speed.
But Friedrich had 119.
4,800s back. Tap there before the 13 curve.
This is going to see him in second.
5,500s back.
3rd place at the line behind Oskars Kiebermanis.
Talk to me.
Wow.
3rd. He's only with the Romanian. He's tied with the Romanian.
Lyndon Rush there. You saw the coach on the left. One of 11 drivers who raced here in 2008 who are here coaching.
If you would have bet me this morning that Tenteo, the Romanian, would be tied with Justin Cripps for 3rd, I would have bet a lot of money against that today.
I'd have taken that. I'm happy to take your money.
Yeah,
this place is weird and wacky, and it's not about one heat.
Here's the line. You can see the lines are pretty similar, but maybe.
Look at the way that Friedrich is pulling away constantly.
Yeah,
he's allowing the sled to wave.
He had much more waves than Cripps.
Yeah.
A little late here, but his time was already gone.
Yeah.
Perplexed, I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
That huge of a lead that Friedrich has got is, what a statement.
So is it a one-horse race? Well, we're a long way from the winning post. Next up is Michael Vogt and Sandro Michel for Switzerland. Third year of racing for Vogt, raced in the World Championships in Whistler last season, but has not raced on this track.
Fourth in World Cup points this year. You could say it's a breakout year for him.
Yeah.
Even though he only got on the podium, one time.
Yeah, but he's beaten everybody but the top three.
Yeah. Start deficiency, though. 5:28, not bad. He's only 300s off of Cripps. Cripps was usually down there within 600-800s of Friedrich. Yeah. So I think the Canadians will look at that start and say, what happened?
Fifth fastest slide, and Michael Vogt, the Swiss are really big on this guy. They believe he's got the ability, but he's not the only Swiss sled in the field either. Switzerland is suddenly producing a whole new generation of young, fast drivers. Fifth fastest speed off the fifth start.
Yeah, he's looking at a fifth time here. Well, he'll be ahead of the Latvian, but...
How close behind Cripps at the line?
Fifth.
Yeah, but he's only 17 behind the top three spots of
1700s out of a medal, and on this track, that's too tough to tame. Anything's possible. Martin, we're so blown away what Friedrich did, but the Romanian guy, that's awesome.
We're 7 sleds in. We've already had 3 upsets in 7 sleds. We've got 27 sleds times 4 heats. That's a lot.
Little tap there before the take on, a lot of steering on the exit. Whoa. And then this is Omega, and he hits the middle. Look at the airborne. Anytime you tap that wall on the way into curve 4, you're going to have airborne runners on the exit of 4. And that is a lost time.
Next up for Great Britain, 4th World Championships for 24-year-old Brad Hall. Greg Cackett, his brakeman, struggling first with a brake, a back injury, now with a groin strain.
We've had 8 drivers come down the track. This is the 8th one. 4 of the 8 are decathletes.
And Brad Hall finished in 4th place in the 2-man worlds in Whistler 12 months ago. He has had a great season, 5:26. That's a decent start.
Had one mishap in training this week. The track just sort of said, I want a little recognition here.
Yeah.
Ooh, taps hard. Probably got some airborne on the back.
Self-funded sled, as is Lamindine, as is Misha McNeil. They've had to go out and find their own sponsors to race this year. Little skid down.
You see the runner tips. Speed, 6th.
Not bad. 5th fastest start. They're in 6th place on the splits at the moment.
His goal is to finish in the top 7 or 8. He's had a great season. Again, self-funding is such a tough task.
Big skids down there, but it's looking at a top 6 run. Is he going to be ahead of Ralf Bertschings of Latvia? He is at the line.
Yeah, by 500ths.
Yeah.
Bertschings had the 3rd best start. I'll give that guy credit. He's improved his start every time. You know, and I looked at the way that Brad Hall, the decathlete, spectacular athlete, watch the way he gets in the sled. It looked weird to me that he took a step away from the sled and jumped in. Look, his foot's, that's weird. His feet are going sideways. It's about coming forward. I noticed that. Of course, the crew caught it, and but good pickup by them. Not a perfect run down the track, but
skidding uphill sideways past us. That costs us
that's
time.
10 or 1500ths right there. Hey, his goal, finish 4 heats, get in the top 7.
Frenchman Roman Heinrich starting his first ever World Championships as a driver. He came and trained in Whistler. They crashed, broke the sled, and did not compete, but he's already done 2 World Championships as a brakeman.
Hey, he was 5th in this event last year.
Yeah.
These are 2 very large men. Heinrich, he's an engineer. He's the manager of a metrology tools for semiconductor industry.
Yeah.
Another one of them guys might be too smart to be in the sport.
And he works with the engineering firm Bobsleigh, who sponsor the sled to try and help sled development. So Roman Heinrich, 6th fastest start.
3/10 back. He's got a chance for top 5 where he finished last season.
His best ever World Championship result in two-man, 17th on the brakes back in Samoritz.
Watch out for the third one. Exit, snake coming up.
Exit.
Nice, still accelerating here. 13, watch the right side. Now he's in the middle, perfect.
Losing a little speed, only 7th
Good
fastest.
exit, good exit there. There's still speed available, still some time you can pick up here at the bottom of this track.
And he's ahead of Brad Hall by 2/100ths of a second.
Hey, listen, he's looking at a top 5, top 6. He told me he wants to get out of here with top 8 both.
Listen, 5 to 15 if in every race this season is where all the dog fighting is going on.
But still, Friedrich, he's 49/100ths up on the second place sled.
And that's after 1 heat, not 4. That gives him so much leeway to make mistakes.
Exit of 9, here's the second part of it. Flops, he got in there a little late. That,
like
that didn't help, that drift.
Yeah.
He had, you know, first guy to hit both walls. And then here, you don't want the sled going down too much. Here he stables, then the drive up at the end. You see that red flag there? When you see that red flag, you better pull on that right D-ring and get out.
Richard Olson, the junior world champion, the 25-year-old, making his 3rd world championship start.
This is a big heat for him.
Yeah.
Good heat here.
5:19, that's a big start with Malte Schwenzfeier, the 24-year-old rookie.
Now, we talked about Lautner making it in the field. He's coming late. This is the guy to beat Lautner out of in the German championships here between Christmas and New Year's.
Yep.
This is his home track. Wouldn't be surprised if he's about 25, 30 hundredths behind in second place here at the bottom.
Richard Olson is 25 years old. He is a 5-time two-man junior world champion.
That's how he got in the field.
Yeah, that's how Friedrich got in the field in Samoritz in 2013 as the junior world champion in two-man.
And then he beat everybody.
Yeah, then he won. Olson still in the red, 46/100ths back, but this is a top 3 run. This will be ahead of Mihai Tentea and Justin Crichton at
right
the
to
line.
him.
Half a second
Third.
back. He's 300ths behind Kiba Manis.
I expected him to get into the 40s, be second there. You know, the track could have already lost its sheen.
400ths off the old track record from this morning, but half a second behind his teammate.
Hey, he's in a medal position.
Yeah. Olsner is 400ths off second. Look at Malte Schwenzfeier.
I don't know
leading.
like that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Jump in the sled like that.
Yeah, the energy going down as much as it is forward. Bump there as he comes off the Omega. We're going to see so many sleds doing that.
When do we see the skeleton? What those guys do?
Well,
They're the scorpion.
The 4-man.
That's coming up next week.
Next weekend. Francesco Friedrich leads in a race of 1, right behind Kiba Manis and Olsner, just 400ths apart. 10 sleds down, 17 to go. The first heat of 4 of the two-man bobsleigh world championships in Altenberg, Germany. Martin Haven and John Morgan in the booth. Yun Jong-won and the youngest athlete in the field, Byung-Yo Che, his 18-year-old brakeman.
Shows how what his Olympic medal did in Korea. The first Asian ever to win a medal in our sport. And they got 18-year-old athletes like that coming out. Decent start, 28. Juan told me he's a couple kilos down from his Olympic weight.
Yep.
He says, I'm not pushing things. Next year, I'm going to gain my weight back. I'm going to start training better. I don't have a start time, you know, so I'm just, you know, biding time to the next games.
It's his 7th World Championships for Yun Jong-won.
And Martin, there's one thing I know about him. His English is improved.
Yeah.
I could have a great conversation with him.
8th place start. He's down to 10th place at the moment, but the speed is decent in the Kreisel, but he's skidding that away. Top 6 speed, look out now though, struggling. This is a brand new Valna two-man sled. He raced it last weekend for the very first time.
He says it's way faster than his other sled. His other sled was just old. He said mental fatigue or mental fatigue.
Line.
That's what he's been doing most of the season, though.
Listen, his brakeman is 18, was born in 2001. We're going to see a Latvian brakeman whose first races for Latvia were in 2002. Yeah.
He was 7th in last year's Worlds in Viesturs.
Which, of course, is very much the home track for Skeleton, for the Koreans.
Well, they got a little time they spent on Lake Placid, too. But third down the pressure point. Very consistent line. Almost like he was holding it down. Remember, Friedrich was up and down, up and down. He had 3 big waves. The exit into the snake. You don't want to be sideways into that snake.
The conventional wisdom is to iron out those oscillations in the Kreisel, which is what he was doing. But Friedrich is just loosey-goosey. He lets it fly. So there is Yoon Jung-won of Korea. At the top of the track is Alexei Stulnev of Russia. 5th World Championships for him. Ilya Malik in his 3rd Worlds. Best result for Alexei Stulnev, 11th in Winterberg 2015. He was not in Whistler last season.
Both of these guys, teammates, they're both from Moscow.
5:34 getaway. And that's part of the problem with Stulnev. The Russians haven't got the electrifying starts of some of the other nations.
Wasn't in last year's Worlds, so it took a year off. Pretty good there.
He didn't get picked for the team. They had a couple of young guys come through last year.
There's a young guy coming up.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
This might not be his track, but he's a guy we're going to get familiar with, that's for sure.
Still at 6/10 back.
He had better times than this in training. Maybe he can find that magic line in the bottom. I mean, he's one of the most experienced drivers in this field.
Good speed, and that was nice out of the Kreisel. This is where he could capitalize on
Look at that line.
Driving himself back
8,
towards
he's gone from 11th, now he's into 8th. He could get up to 6th. This is what he was doing in training. 8th.
8th at the line, just 91. Ahead of Brad Hall by 100. So we've got Roman Heinrich 7th, 100th ahead of Alexei Stulnev, who's 100th ahead of Brad Hall.
Yeah, there's 5 sleds.
And then Yoon Jung-won is 300s behind, and Ralph Berchin's 200. So from Heinrich in 7th to Berchin's in 11th, 700ths of a second.
Yeah, there's 5 sleds, 700s. Friedrich's 4900s up.
Yeah. But he's in a different race.
Different world. I mean, he's racing on a different planet.
Yeah, for sure.
There's up top where the speeds are slow and a little bit of an issue in the take-on. How does he get through 4 or 5? He hits hard. Watch the back end of the sled. That's what happens to you. And when your front of the sled's in the air, all the pressure's on the nose. That's friction. Friction's not a friend of your time.
Well, next up for the USA, the young sensation, Hunter Church, his first season in Europe. Josh Williamson behind him, these two 23-year-olds. Hunter finished 19th in the 2-man Worlds in Whistler last season.
Josh is from Orlando, Florida. Hunter had a little crash in training. Said he's okay. 35.
He has really produced the goods this season in 2-man and 4-man. He's only ever been to 1 European track before, so they spent a couple of weeks here missing out on Sigulda to get him up to speed with Altenberg.
How's he do here? Not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, he's 11th, now at a 12th. Little tap there, doesn't help. Now into the Shodai curve and one of the first pivotal parts of the track there. That's not bad.
Ninth best speed. Here we go. Nice exit off Shodai. If he can come clean off the Kreisel.
A little late there,
but he didn't skid.
Oh, late there. Pressure.
Losing speed. Only 12th fastest in this BMW sled.
Second back. Coming. Pretty good line. Pretty good control.
Now, can he get into the top 10? He is 12th at the line with a 55.25. There's Coach Brian Scheimer. Mike Kahn, one of the 11 coaches here who raced in the 2008 Worlds.
That's a good point. Hunter, usually with the 11th best start, he usually goes up to 7th or 8th. Yep. Here he got 12th. That's relevant to, he crashed on the exit of Kreisel much in training. That was a much better line through Kreisel. Yep. Might give him more confident now that, hey, I'm okay. Because he didn't take the second run after he crashed in training on Thursday. So, hey, he's through that albatross, the Kreisel, and here and through the snake, pretty good lines. Hunter, you've had a great season, dude.
1 down, 3 to go. Shana Roebuck down there helping with the sled as we get to the top of the track for our second debutant at the World Championship level, Rostislav Gajtukovic. He's got Ruslan Samatov behind him. Gajtukovic in his second season in bobsled.
This guy's pretty good at the start. He could get down maybe at like a 12 or 14.
He's the four-man junior world champion.
Oh, mistake there.
Two-man,
5:22. Well, yeah, you know, he hasn't had the great starts this week. I think he's his attitude is, I want to get down.
He's only 300ths off the two-man junior world champion Richard Olsner at the start, and Olsner is currently lying in third.
Olsner got a lot more time on this track than this young Russian athlete.
Yes, he does.
This brakeman's a triple jumper. This guy's had a great season. When I saw his start times in Sigulda, I went, wow, Russian's got something here.
And it's not just a big starting. He can drive the sled as well. He's been most impressive when we've seen him in the World Cup.
Had one crash in training.
This is going to be hanging around with Hunter Church.
Good lines.
Looking at a top 12 run here for Rostislav Gajtukovic.
55 change.
12th place it is, and he is 200ths ahead of Hunter Church.
Now remember, this is a four-heat race, 1 through the 27, and then they're going to go 20-1 in the second run, and then 7 to the end. And the third run, they're going to go the ranking first all the way to the end. And the fourth run, they cut it to 20 sleds. So you want to be in that top 20. That is for sure. We'll keep our eyes on the next sleds. The Kreisel. There's going to be one of these Kreisels in China. It's going to be longer than this one. There's not going to be 3 waves like here. There's going to be 4. There's been a lot of chatter about that on top of the track amongst the athletes.
And it's 60 feet in the air, built on
huge.
pylons.
Yeah.
Do not look down when you're doing a track walk. Well, there is Gajtukovic on the left, currently lying in 12th spot after the first 14 sleds in our field of 27. Another rookie next up, although he was in Whistler last year. Seaman Friedley was then a brakeman. Now he is driving with Gregory Jones from Great Britain behind him. British dad lives in Amersham.
Last week I was so impressed in Sigulda. He's in third place. Going to the second run, he crashed. They spent all night fixing the sled. He came out the next day and got a silver medal, his first ever. That's bobsledding right there.
And he can drive as well. It's only his second season driving.
I'm sure the Swiss next door to us are on the edge of their suites, the Swiss commentators.
6th fastest start as he gets out of Tudor.
He's in the
fourth place. This is what he did last weekend.
One more wave and get up and dive out. Not bad.
Great looking run. The speed is dropping away though. He may have narrow runners on for control, but either way, this is a big run.
This isn't bad. He's 5th. Hey, it's his first World Championships.
He's going to be ahead of his teammate Nico Volta.
It's Altenberg, and he's in 6th
of the line, and Volta is 400s back.
Only
big smiles.
3 or 1300s behind Cripps. Lost his speed on the bottom. He had a good trip up top.
Well, they may have gone on narrower runners for today to get him down. Seaman Friedley there, and check out Greg Jones behind him, the British-born brakeman, famed worldwide for his moustache-growing abilities.
Another decathlete, that brakeman.
Yep.
Watch these lines, the energy, skidding there on the entrance to 9. He climbs too high. And then here, and this is the exit of 14. He didn't get out of there clean. And you're still accelerating down there on that part of the track. And there you're going uphill a little bit.
There's Friedley, a second-year driver, and he's in 6th. So here's our first heat. Francesco Friedrich, the runaway leader, and a tight battle shaping up behind him. 16th of 27 sleds is Dominic Dvorak of the Czech Republic, with Jakub Nosek behind him. Best two-man result of his 5 previous World Championships was when he was driving last season, 15th in Whistler.
He's a personal trainer by trade. He's a decathlete. Always gets great starts. We used to call this his home track. He says, no, I don't get on this track as much as I used to.
Yeah, both he and Jakub, though, come from Prague. It's only about an hour's drive away, but you're right. It's closest, but not the most frequent that the Czechs use.
Hasn't had the year I thought he was going to have.
Yeah, same with him and Roman Heinrich. They were both 5, 6 regulars last year, kind of slipped away a little, but Dvorak, 5th fastest start.
He's always got the starts. I mean, him and his brakeman are specimens. Well, that's pretty flat.
Only the
really
12th fastest speed off the 5th fastest start. This is going away from him.
Yeah, 9th at the moment off a 5 start. But he can still find time with lines like that. But Martin, he might have the narrow runners on, too much control.
Well, you got to get down the first day and then fight for position on the second. 13th at the line behind Rouse Benchins by
the coaches.
100th.
Last year's World Championships in Whistler, he was 15th. And in the World Cup ranking, he was, top 10, 9th.
It's his 5th Worlds as a driver. He did 1 before as a brakeman. So a 6th start in the World Championships. Now, his brakeman, Jakub Nosek, could not get his feet in. Look, he's got to get his feet around the sides of the driver.
And he's a big man.
Yeah, got him caught there in the floor of the sled.
You don't think that's anything, but in hundreds of seconds, movement like that up there is definitely time-consuming.
Well, plus, it hurts.
Look at the runner tip. Oh, he steered hard there. You could see the runner tips, but he got away from it. But, the smoothest rides are not the fastest rides.
Not always. Not always. Okay, so start draw number 17 for Oskars Melbardis. His first major race since the Olympic Games in 2018. He had all of last season off, recovering from back injury. 5:32.
I go, how do you feel? Welcome back, Oscar's great. And how do you feel? He goes, I feel old. I don't have a start anymore.
It's his 10th World Championships. He ought to be feeling old soon.
And plus he was a brakeman for 3-4 years.
Yeah. Never made it into the World Championship squad.
Hey, how about, I wasn't there last week, but the ceremony in Latvia where they awarded them the gold medals.
Yeah,
what a deal.
Awarded bronze for the 2-man in Sochi, gold for the 4-man. Latvia's first ever Olympic gold medalist of any kind in any sport. It was massive.
7,000-8,000 people.
Listen, he may be not as fast as he was at the start, but he's not forgotten how to drive a sled.
He's still one of the biggest unit. He's the 17th guy down, the 8th decathlete in the front seat. He's a big unit, that's for sure. But he used to dominate at the start. Him and Gamas Drieskins, his break, we saw him up there.
It was great. The ceremony was fantastic. The place was heaving. What was so nice about it was they were presented their medals by Ivo Ferriani, the president of the IBSF, IOC member, and then their families got to come up and join them on stage and enjoy that moment. That was a really nice touch.
Not a great entry into the sled by the brake, but I'm surprised because the Latvians, they do everything right in this sport.
Well, Intas Dambis, the oldest man in the field, 36 years old, started bobsleigh in 2002. His first Worlds, Calgary 2005. And now 15 seasons later, Intas Dambis is still a world-class brakeman.
Would you call that a veteran?
Not to his face. 6 Worlds for Benny Meyer, our youth
and he's 25. He's 25.
Yeah, but he was youth Olympic medalist in 2012. 9th in Innsbruck in 2013 was his best World Championships.
Sommer, one of the, he's the best guy they got. Remember, Marcus Sommer was driving him and Benny, I think, at the World Championships at Koenigsee, and then they finally said, hey, you're too fast. You're not a great driver. We're going to put you in the back of Benny's sled.
And for
he's still here.
It's his 6th World Championships, and as you say, yes, he's driven and he's been a brakeman. Well, Benny Meyer, 14th fastest start. Whoa! Wife Elizabeth and then baby Hendricks are here. He's up to 12th, up to 11th. The speed is good.
I saw Hendricks 14th to 11th to 10th. Here he comes, showing his good driving ability.
And his sponsorship from Francesco Friedrich.
Friedrich got him the sponsorship.
Yeah.
Friedrich does his sportsman.
Sponsoring him as well. Yeah. 9th and 9th at the line. That's a big run from Benny Meyer.
He's plus he's starting way back in 18th position.
Yeah.
It'll be better for him in the second run. He's in 9th. It's probably going to see him. Last week he was in medal position.
Yeah.
Almost stole a medal up there.
Started the season really not healthy at all, and he's just hanging on now.
Now he's changing diapers.
Well, that too, yeah. Not getting much sleep, but the body is starting to recover. Benny Meyer, top 10.
Okay, exit of 9, flops, but he doesn't steer into the wall. You just look at the runners. He doesn't steer so much. He does tap a little bit, but those runners never change direction.
So Benny Meyer in the top 10, tied with Alexei Stulnev. We've now got 8th to 14th, covered by 800s. Can Ivo de Bruin get into that battle? He was 16th in Whistler, which was his 4th World Championships in two-man. And he has got Dennis Venke behind him as ever this season.
Dennis is one of the only guys in the field that's, besides the decathletes, he's a pole vaulter, and he's a tall guy.
Yeah.
Dennis, one of the tallest brakemen in the field.
That's your 5.40 start. That is your Dutch blood there, isn't it? They're all tall.
Yeah.
When a country is predominantly below sea level, that's quite a prerequisite.
They won't be here in the four-man. Told me both his guys who were doing pretty decent in Winterberg, they just couldn't get off time off of school.
Yeah. Different steering system in this Eurotech sled, and he's having trouble with all the fast transitions here. It doesn't react quite the way he wants. It was very good on the open track in St. Moritz. But here, these quick transitions really hurt. 19th at the start.
18th.
18th. He's
Speed's
closing on Hunter Church. 18th, 17th at the line, 18th place. And how far behind Hunter Church? Okay, 0.2 of a second.
2400.
Yeah. And might be back to the drawing board for Eurotech, this new steering system.
And we still got 2 Germans to come.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you got 17 number, you're 19th, because those, unless those Germans gestutz, they're going to be up there in the top 10.
Yep. We'll find out when we get to them how much speed is left in the track.
Good aerodynamic profile by Dennis Venke, one of the tallest guys in the competition. Look, you can't see the brakeman at all back there, which is their job.
You've got to be flexible, haven't you? You've got to be buried in the sled.
Well, if you can pole vault at that size, I'm sure you can bury yourself in the sled.
Well, there is Ivo. Tom Delahunty, the coach, his son Ryan down there helping out. Next up is another local hero, Nico Volta. He's from Freital, just to the west of Dresden, now lives in Dresden. Eric Franke subbed into the sled at the last minute this morning.
Yeah, but I saw him last night. They knew that Joshua Bloom had back problems. And here's another guy. Local.
Listen to the noise.
Here's another guy. Local. He started in luge. He was on the national luge team. So he knows the ice. He's a little worried about having to start this far back.
Rightly so. Two-man bronze medalist in Whistler. And he's so far back because he's done very few races this season. He wasn't very high up in the overall World Cup points.
3rd in last year's World Championships in Whistler, which doesn't have the same persona at this track, but Whistler's all about speed.
His brakeman made his World Championship debut in Innsbruck with Richard Olson.
These are great lines.
Yeah, second fastest speed as well.
5th, he could get into 4th. He could challenge for top 3.
Could be top 3.
He's into 4th now. He's still got 100 meters to go.
Wants to be ahead of Richard Olson. Where is he at the line? 4th place by 200.
Yeah, he'll take that. He'll take that. He's in striking place of the medal.
So that's how much speed is left in the track. 54, 400s inside the track record before this morning.
Yeah, he had the 8th best start, 25. That's not bad. Him and Eric Walter, not bad.
Eric did a good job there.
The next sled, though, is going to get into the teens. I think the next sled, Johannes Lautner, is going to get him the top 3.
Now, lots of support for Nico Volta on his home track. There's
Friedrich
just ahead.
You see Walter, they're almost following each other, little variance. Look at that little last nick where that red flag is.
Listen, they grew up here on this track as kids. They have come up through the order together.
They're in the same club.
Nico spent his whole season battling Francesco. Francesco Friedrich leads from Oskars Kiebermanis, Richard Olson and Nico Volta. 20 sleds down, 7 to go. The first of 4 heats of the BMW IBSF two-man bobsleigh World Championships. Debutant Li Chunjian, the 23-year-old Chinese. First World Championships, but he raced in the Olympic Winter Games in Korea.
15th best start. Chinese here, women, men. One of the few countries hasn't crashed in training. I think Pierre Luters and Andre Long have got him on the skinny runners, just to get him down the track. They weren't even supposed to be here, Martin. They were going home after the Junior World Championships, but of course with the outbreak of the coronavirus in China, they stayed on.
And also, he's outdriven teammate Xiao Yijun, who raced in Whistler last year to make it into the team. So there's been all sorts of performance-based changes within the Chinese squad.
Watch out here. He had a little tap there before the track. 11-12 seems tame today compared to what we saw in the women's first 2 heats yesterday.
Again, you're seeing his speed sag away because he's got narrower runners, and narrower runners dig into the ice a little more than the fat ones. 19th, but he's down, first heat done, so that'll be a big sigh of relief for him and for the coaches.
Shin O'Hara from Japan is the first person bumped from the top 20.
Yeah, and he was the first man on the ice in what looked like a nice run for him.
Yeah, Ivo De Bruyn is in the 20th position, and we got this guy Lautner coming up.
So there's Lee, his brakeman Shi Hao, 22 years old, raced in Whistler last year with Xiao Yijun on the 4-man sleds. This is his first 2-man start.
Little tap there between 11 and 12. You don't want to be going sideways into 11, I can tell you that. And here you go, he's not steering. Well, there he's starting to steer, but all that does is get you more of a whip around. And
next up, Johannes Lautner, 3 World Cup races in 2-man this year. He was second in one, won the other 2 against Friedrich.
Weber, his brakeman, 100-meter superstar, 5th best start, 21. I thought they'd do better. You know what Christian Weber does for a living?
Yeah,
sells classic cars.
Car dealership the family owns, absolutely right.
Oh, look at that line. Perfect into 3-4.
Listen, we've just seen Nico Volta come down into 4th place.
He's already into 3rd. That was impressive, 3-4.
Hansi has been in stunning form in the 2-man this year.
Only the 5th best speed. That's relative to the conditions of the ice. He's the 22nd man down the race. 4,400s back. He's in 4th.
Only 10th best speed, though. That might be a problem for him.
5,100s back. He's fallen 5th. He's probably going to fall behind both his teammates.
Yeah, Olson will be 3rd, Volta 4th, 5th at the line. So the battle between Kibermanis in 2nd and Lautner in 5th, 1/10 of a second. Kibermanis went off 5th, Hansi 22nd. You don't think there's a 10th of a second missing in the track?
And the Romanian athlete, Tentia,
and
he went off
6th.
He went off 2nd.
Yeah, they're 100th behind. This is a fantastic battle.
Yeah, for 2nd to 7th is 1100s.
Yeah.
And the other guy is what? 4,900s ahead.
Yeah.
Different planet he's playing on.
Yeah. There's going to be 3 races here. There's going to be Friedrich beating himself.
This was the only heat that Hansi had to worry about, and he needed a perfect drive, and he didn't have it.
He and Volta are right in the mix, though. Now it is game on for the medals. So next up is Markus Treichel of Austria, struggling this season with a broken foot. He is still not healthy. 22-year-old brakeman Christian Huber has only done 7 races in 2-man in his bobsleigh career.
And guess what sport his brakeman does? Decathlon.
And Treichel originally from Luge as well. They start young in Innsbruck, about 3 or 4 years old.
Push bar hit the wall.
That's not great.
That's not going to help. Couldn't get the push bar down.
4th World Championships, he made his debut in Innsbruck.
Mother and father, a lot to do with the organizing committee of the events. Hey, great lines there, one of the best.
Well, there's no question he can drive. This year he's really struggled with the starts, but he has often been right up with teammate Benny Meyer, who's also struggled with pushing.
22nd to 21st. Good lines down here, could get him in the field with the second run. The top 20, I mean. And he's now still at 21st.
Speed is picking up, 15th fastest. He could pick up 3 or 4
those
spots.
are good lines there. He's down to 19th. Here he comes, showing his experience.
Remind me who the sled massager is. He's their coach. There he is, Wolfgang Stampfer on the right-hand side. Stampfer raced here in the Worlds in 2008. Another one of those 11 driver coaches.
I think Stampfer might have been here in 2000.
Well, he was definitely here in 2008, the last Worlds here. So up to 18th off the 22nd start.
That puts Hunter Church on the bubble.
Yeah, he might be safe there.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see.
This didn't help. This is why he was 21, 22 at the top of the track. I mean, shows he can drive. The exit 3-4, he's in the top 5 with his exit of 3-4.
He's 1300s behind Mel Bardis. That dig along the wall by the bar would have caused all of that lack of speed.
For sure.
Next up for Italy is Mattia Variola. It's his fourth, beg your pardon, it's Patrick Baumgartner, his third World Championships. The 25-year-old has raced at the Junior Worlds eight times, thank you very much. The Youth Olympic champion back in 2012 when he was about 4. So 25-year-old Baumgartner in danger of being eclipsed by his younger teammate, though. This is make or break for Patrick.
Former Alpine skier, won the 2012
Youth Olympic Games
in Innsbruck.
In his early teens, he's only 25 now.
But the start time, 24th best start. Not bad there. Good driver, but when you're that far back at the start, you have to hit a Grand Slam home run every time. You can't do that.
Konstantin Ugi, the brakeman, 28 years old, in his 6th World Championship. Started off with Simone Batazzo. He's here coaching them, along with Manny Mahata.
Look at the lines. The lines are great.
Second back, he's still outside the top 20, but he's picked up a couple of spots ahead of Ivo de Bruin, challenging Lee of China. Ahead of Lee now, trying to catch Hunter Church. Top 20 at the line for Baumgartner.
21st.
No, just behind.
500s behind Hunter Church.
There's Manny Mahata.
Church outstarted him by 900s.
Baumgartner was 26th in the last World Championships in Whistler in the 2-man. And the boys, Bobsleigh champion in 2012 in the first ever Youth Olympic Winter Games. Struggling to match that kind of pace as a senior athlete.
I see a lot of the brakeman's shoulders, a couple of these shots. Check it out here. What do we see with you? Yeah, we've seen the brakeman's shoulders. It's too high. That's that aerodynamic. Not bad, but boy, when you're dealing with hundreds of seconds at 75 miles an hour, the flow over the driver.
Yeah. There is Baumgartner, currently in 21st spot. Next up is Mattia Variola, raced in Whistler last year as a brakeman for Patrick Baumgartner, as did his brakeman Alex Verginer. So these two men of Baumgartner's crew are now teamed up together.
Start better than his teammate.
Yeah.
Big skid. And then he drives around, look at this. Nobody's done that.
It's his first full year driving for Mattia Variola.
Watch this big hit.
Both his female teammates crashed out of the race yesterday. So the Italians, I'm pretty sure, will be on narrow runners to give them control, particularly Mattia. You don't want to be bouncing the driver on his head on this track. 23rd fastest, he's skidding around a lot.
Good exit though. Nice, well, going on the wrong side of the curve.
Gets it down.
Watch out here if he hits the right wall. There's that airborne. You can see he was on the wrong side.
Got away with that.
You know, you can't.
Again, for him, it's about experience in the big shows, about getting down, getting it done. 56.85, Maurizio Oioli on the right-hand side.
I'll say this, he wasn't steering all the way down. You don't want to steer, but on this track, when you're in his position, you want to finish 4 runs.
A little bit of self-preservation has to creep in.
There's nothing wrong, but...
He got it down and got it done, though. He's still on his runners at the bottom.
Yeah, his mistakes up top might have really prevented. This was dangerous here, because now he's late in this curve, and he's on the wrong side of the straightaway. Left side going into 13. He gets in the middle of the curve. Now watch the right side. He taps the wall, and this forces him over in the middle, and then the back end comes up. He goes airborne. He was so close to rolling into the curve, which we've seen that happen here before. That spot.
Fully sideways, touching both walls past us. There's Mattia here. Hauled it off. That's the Robin Hood effect. Next up for Great Britain, Lamin Dean, the 38-year-old Grenadier Guardsman with his 33-year-old brakeman. And Ben Simons in his 6th Worlds, Lamin in his 7th.
Oh, mistake there.
Not sure that Lamin had his hands on the D-rings there.
Still not controlled. Simon's a track and field athlete, but a rugby player.
Well, Ben's last two-man race was in 2016 in Innsbruck in the World Championships.
Well, he's moved up a little bit.
Lamin in
If you remember, Lamin was in the third spot at the end of 2 heats in the four-man in Innsbruck. We thought the Brits were going to win a medal, and he crashed down at curve 8-9 combination.
Four-man is more his thing. His best two-man result was in Windberg 2015. He finished 14th.
He's a very experienced driver. He's been down this track
run either so far, but 26th fastest start. He's only picked up one spot at the moment.
So the first athlete we'll see in the second run, Sean Olson, silver medalist or bronze medalist at the 98 Winter Olympic Games in Nagano, Japan.
Yeah, and the man with whom he tied is also coaching, Bruno Mijon, but he's coaching Monaco, who are not here. Rudy Rinaldi has precisely 0 healthy brakemen. So no World Championships for Rudy Rinaldi of Monaco. Lamindine shaking his head. Too many mistakes creeping in here.
You can see the runner steering hard through that curve, and then he plays a little ricochet rabbit here, which not in the best interest of speed. Then up one wave, 2 waves. Does he disappear here? No, this is a very controlled. Now this last spot, he gets up and gets out. 3 waves.
Yeah, is it finished?
So there's Lamindine down and done. Our final sled in the first of 4 heats in the BMW IBSF two-man bobsleigh World Championships is Jin Zhan of China, the 25-year-old, making his debut at the World Championships. He's been to Junior Worlds 3 times. He raced in the Pyeongchang Winter Games. Second World Championships for Wu Kunqi, his brakeman. Look at him loping along. He was in the 4-man in Whistler.
15th best start, decent.
Yeah.
Brakeman had too much energy going left to right, left to right. I like to keep everything going forward in this sport.
They'll massage that out of him.
Yeah.
Well, 15th fastest start gives him a great opportunity to outdrive his teammate Lee, who is outside the top 20.
Well, Hunter Church is the one looking on. I said he'd be the first. This Chinese sled very capable of bumping Hunter Church.
Whoop. Out to 18th, and he's skidding away the speed.
Watch out here. Watch out. Oh, he's saved it. Oh, how did he get out of there?
Just about.
How?
Self-Preservation Society.
That was 22nd, but that was a little much.
I want to see the replay of what the coaches were doing in the leaders box when they saw that, because that was as close as you come without parking it.
Wow.
Ooh, 55.57. We complete our 27 sled heats with a couple of near misses.
If we see a little dartfish on that, we might see a little difference in line.
Boy, oh boy.
That's not how to do it.
Look at you don't need to speak Chinese. The body Chinese tells you everything you need to know. Well done, baby. You got us down there.
Okay, 1 wave, too high, down too low, way too high there. Down here, I thought he saved himself there. He got up on the 3rd wave, but look at the back runner in the air, and this is like, whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
If his brakeman weighed 5 kilos more, they'd have been over.
Why do you think all the people are standing in that spot, Martin?
And all
like
the athletes.
vultures.
And all the athletes. You see so many fans trackside. Look for the team jackets as well. A lot of the women who are racing this afternoon will be watching because they want to know what the ice is like today.
Well, there's a guy in a race by himself, Francisco Friedrich, Margus, on his way to winning his 6th consecutive World Championship. Could break Eugenio Monti's record, something we thought we'd never see. Monti, the Pele of our sport. We're looking at history here, potentially. If the guy's 4,900s up on everybody else.
After one heat. 4 runs.
If you win a world championship by 49 heats, it's a great achievement.
Yeah.
He's up by half a second after 1.
Francesco Friedrich, the runaway leader, but look how close it is behind. Kiba Manis down to Cripps in the 7th spot. That is where the battle
very
is.
interesting right there.
And then behind, Friedli and Vogt,
they still got a chance.
400s apart, yeah. One mistake in front of them, they can move up the... And look at these gaps. +9, +9, +9, +9.
That's bobsledding.
+9.
That's bobsledding.
Yeah.
Him being 4,900s ahead is another world.
Yeah.
That's
a very,
is there any
very
question?
different world, isn't it?
It's-
Hunter Church will go set first in the second heat as we go 20 down to 1, and then the remaining 20, the remaining 7 sleds.
Wow.
We will be back, if you can just bear to calm down for a moment, at 1300 local, 12 GMT. Join John Morgan, me, Martin Haven, the IBSF TV crew, and our 27 teams for the second of 4 heats of the two-man bobsleigh World Championships in just half an hour's time.
Noch 2